Hello, I am Lori Ann. I am that gal from Milton, Ontario, Canada, and I'm with.
I am that guy. I am Roy Miller from Dallas, Texas, and we'd like to welcome you to our Lift Your Story podcast.
So we're pleased on this episode to have Lorianne McLeod, and she is the owner of Onyx Fit and co-director of Getaways. Thank you so much for being with us today, Lorianne.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited. I'm
So,
excited.
so tell me about She Getaways.
So She Getaways is, oh my gosh, it's 11 years old. We started with kind of like this circle of women. We went up north, booked a cabins up north. It's a camp for women, basically. But there's a little bit of wine. There's a like mature camp for women. That's basically what it is. So we started this about 11 years ago, and it's just turned into this crazy thing that we do. 400 women come every September. We sell out every year. We get comedians that open the show on Friday. We have like a chili bar on the Friday, and then we book all these fitness facilitators, mindfulness coaches, you name it, come out on the Saturday, and all these women get to choose all these programs that they get to do all day. It's awesome. It's a really great weekend away.
So it's kind
Wow.
of like a corporate retreat for women, but not corporate.
No, it's women of all ages too, right? And people bring their daughters and their mothers, and it's a girlfriend's weekend. And we literally hang out in cabins all weekend. There's campfires. We have a DJ party on Saturday night. The ladies just let loose, um, getting out of your comfort zone. So it's camp for women, basically. Yeah, it's super fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when does this take place usually? Sorry?
Every September we do it. We celebrated our 10-year last year, and obviously due to COVID we couldn't do it this year, which was a shame. But every September, yep, and we sell out with about 400 women every year.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. 400. I mean, you don't usually expect to have that large of a group for something like that with the cabins and such, but it's
Yeah,
really
and
cool.
we do it up north at Camp Wanakita in Halliburton, and it's right on the lake, so it's beautiful. Yeah.
Wow.
Hmm.
So do you have pretty much repeat groups coming all the time?
We have repeat groups, and obviously when things like that happen with women, right, word of mouth, we just love to tell our friends about it, they tell their friends, and yeah, we have no problem filling it every year. We get some great people, inspirational speakers on the Saturday night. Like, it's a really great weekend away. Musicians come out for Saturday night too. Yeah, and the comedian on the Friday night is just amazing. So it's just like this connection of women for the weekend, and it takes them through. We've had women that have left that retreat and have changed their whole lives after they've left. So super inspirational.
That's pretty good. So
Yeah,
is 400 the maximum you can have
yeah.
at
We've
that
pretty much
location?
maxed it out. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the 400's pretty hard to manage. So this year we were going to drop the numbers, and we say that, and then we end up sneaking in more people. So, yeah,
Well, do you see in the future a need to maybe have two?
yeah. So we just started talking about having two. We actually went out to Halifax to see if we could do something out there. This year we were looking to go West Coast, maybe BC, but that didn't happen, obviously, due to COVID. Um, we've done She Getaways in Mexico as well, so on a smaller scale with about 30 women. So yeah, yeah.
That is one thing that's too bad about COVID. There's so many people who were at the point of expansion and it just slowed that whole thing down. And of course, you own the gym Onyx too. How has that been for you? Because I know gyms have been affected, but you've been here for quite some time, and I've heard such wonderful things. Of course, because you're in Milton as well.
Yeah, so
So,
I've had the gym, it will be 10 years in April. And literally before COVID, we were busting at the seams. So it's taken this business that was flourishing, and out of nowhere we just got hit. So it's not been easy, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's like unlike anything I've ever had to deal with before in the business world, for my business. So yeah, it's been
Have you
tough.
been, I would imagine that you have, fitness exercises. Have you been able to transfer some of that online and get some of your customers online? I don't know if that's possible, but
So we literally got told we were shutting down March 15th. I was online March 16th. I stayed up all night researching. How do I do this? How do I get everybody on? And that's how it rolled. And I had mic packs set up. I don't even know how I did it, but I was like, I'm not skipping a beat. Like people need this. We're in a time where no one knows what's happening. Let's keep the community alive. My business is all about community, supporting each other. And I didn't want to lose that. So probably gave me a few more gray hairs trying to figure all that out. But I did it. So we were literally online streaming fitness the next day.
wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And it has come with challenges, trust me, as sometimes we freeze, sometimes the Wi-Fi cuts out, but we're making it work. We're making it work.
So do you have any indication of when you're going to be able to go back physically to your location?
So we've been streaming from there. We did open for a little bit where we could have 10 people 10 people in our facility, and then we got shut down again. So right now no one really knows. And I get emails every day, when can we open again? I have no idea. And I think right now we're not being kind of told how to plan for the future because nobody knows. That's what the hardest part is right now. Planning. We just don't know.
Well, there's
Yeah.
just so much uncertainty, period, about everything. It's
Yeah.
not like you can say, well, this little thing here is going to do okay in
Yeah.
1st of March, and then the 15th of March, this is going to be okay. Everything is still up in the air.
Yeah. And as entrepreneurs, you're always changing, you're always shifting, right? So this last year, we're working hard, you're working for the people, this business you've built. And a year later, you're like, oh my gosh, we're still in the same position we were last year. So it's very hard to plan. It's hard to plan for tomorrow or a week from now, as a business owner.
It's an interesting fact. I have a friend, and he's in Mississauga, and he said that he needs to go to the gym. He has his home equipment, but it's just not the same. And he says it's really difficult for him. So he bought all the home equipment he needed to work out from home. He says that he's just missing the gym. So there's a lot of people out there, even if you have a home gym, it's just not the same. And I know it's required, and it's a health issue too. I mean, these people are keeping healthy, and yet this is now, something that they can't go to. And like you said, you don't know, like December when they said, well, we're going to have a full lockdown again, code red thing. And that was sudden. I mean, we didn't expect it to go that quickly and for this long, because I thought it was 28 days, but I think they extended it.
We were shut down for 4 months straight when that first shutdown happened. And like you said, gyms are great for physical health. And a lot of people think it just has to do with being like looking good on the outside. And I can't even tell you how wrong that is, because we have people that have gone off their depression medication just by being in that space and having a community. They come in anxious, they leave feeling great. Like there's so much more to it that we're losing right now. And you can't get that at home. You can't by yourself.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's that sense of accomplishment when you're working out and you've got your workout done. You go, oh man, I feel great. But then also there's a social aspect of it, because so much is you're going there and you say, hey, Bob, how you doing? How's it going? And you get to know the people, because a lot of people work out at the same time, and so all of a sudden you got these, friendships that you've got, and these guys are helping each other with their weights and talking about their diet and stuff. So, there's a big social aspect to being in the gym.
Big social aspect. And I think it just connects people on another level, and we've lost that connection. We've lost so much connection this year with everything, right? And I did realize you start live streaming, and I put a big TV up in the gym, We got this massive screen on the wall. So now I Zoom, and when we could open, we could have our 10 people in physically in the gym, and I'd start streaming all these people on Zoom. So we'd have 30 people up on the screen, and those people seeing the people in the gym, their friends, work like you could see the connection through the screen, and they're waving at each other. And I mean, that's a little bit of connection,
Mhm.
but it's so important, right? To have those connections and to be able to work with each other. And we're just, I don't know. It's a crazy time right now for sure.
But but fortunately for you, you haven't lost your business.
Right. But it has taken, it has taken it out of me. I am not going to lie. I am not going to sugarcoat it. It is a lot of sleepless nights, because as an entrepreneur, you put your whole lives into your business. That's your savings.
Yeah.
Yeah. You in hopes to sell it one day, or to pass it on, or this is not. And I was in the process of franchising when this all went down.
Oh my gosh.
So thank God that didn't move ahead, because I can't even imagine having that on top of what I've been going through already. So thank the Lord I have not lost my business, but that is due to hard work and not giving up every single day and staying connected with these people. Yeah.
Yep. And it's funny because Milton, as much as it's growing, is still a small community. It's still very.
It's a definite small community. You can walk around Milton and see, and you're still waving, or like, hey, everybody. And it's growing, but it's just so crazy. Like, we live right downtown, in the downtown core. I can walk up the street and my kids are like, Mom, you're like the mayor. I'm like waving at people as I drive down the street. It's got that small town feel to it. And we used to get 600 people through the door a week at my facility. So it was a nice community. So I did know everybody, and it did have that small town feel. So
What's the population in Milton?
it's like 100,000 now. What is it?
Yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah,
6% of the people.
Yeah, there you go.
I think it's just over 100. It was like, what was it in 2000? 2000, in the year 2000, there was probably what, 30,000. I mean, it wasn't that much, maybe 50. There was like literally, it was really, really small.
Yeah.
And in the last 10 years, it just went.
Yeah, one of the fastest growing cities in all of Canada. I think we were.
Yes.
And still are, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. It's a great town to live in, though. I love it. Yeah.
Just a quick mention, Lorianne, because you're here. I don't know if you noticed, but the pond this year has been the busiest it's ever been, Mill Pond.
Yeah.
We have our neighbors over here, because I'm right here, and they're constantly clearing out a big, huge skating rink. And I guess because skating rinks are all closed down and everything, it's been pushing people to be out on the pond. And of course, there's still the fear, because we had a loss on a pond just a little while ago. But at this point, the ice is so thick from the cold that it's okay. But yeah, it's really busy out there. And you see that people are trying to do other things because they can't get into the places they're used to going.
And just connecting with other people outside. I see these groups of people walking, because you can with 5 people right now. And the pond's busy. The path around the pond is busy.
Yeah.
It is getting people outside more, which is actually a big plus, So,
now, in regards to like your gym programs, would there be any possibility to be doing anything to help with their fitness outside, or do you have those programs available?
we do, but right now where I am, we run into landlord problems, right? So when we were allowed to go outside, you could put as many people as you wanted outside. And then I got a letter from the landlord basically stating, sorry, no, you can't work out outside. It's disrupting the neighbors. So, the chamber messaged me, Chamber of Commerce, and they're saying, what can we do to help you? Because this isn't right. You got to be able to run your business. But, we're running into landlord issues as well, right? When you work out in the park, you have to get a permit for that. So it's kind of tricky to get around it. And we have a big space, but we can't work out outside. We've been told, basically got the letter, sorry, you're not allowed to work out outside anymore.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really too bad. That's like, support your local business,
Well,
please.
yeah, I was just going to go there. I was thinking it's great that your Chamber of Commerce is wanting to help you. That's fantastic.
Right. And they're reached out. They've been really great with the businesses in Milton, and what can we do and how can we help and how can we connect with your landlords and fix this problem. They've been really, really good. Yeah. And I mean, Milton is a really great community that way. There's people everywhere that are willing to help. It's a great community to live in when you have a business. I mean, it is challenging right now, so it's nice to know that you have support. It's super important. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Landlords, a lot of them don't live in Milton, right? They don't have that community. They just want their rent. The rules are the rules, and that's it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
We just need to make a move to Milton. And then
I guess. But yeah, I mean, like I have 5,000 square feet just sitting empty. It's been pretty much sitting empty for a year.
Ouch.
Yeah. And even when we could open, the anxiety around it, 6 feet apart, masks, who's touching who went close to who. It's like, oh,
did you sanitize this? Did you sanitize that?
making all this money on, and the instructors, making sure they're safe, and who's looking in your window, and who's going to complain, and who, like, it's so.
I can't imagine either, like, working out with a mask. I mean, I have a hard enough time going to the store wearing one. I feel so claustrophobic.
Yeah.
It's not
so
good.
Working out with one must be really tough.
Yeah, we set it up so that you're 6 feet apart. You stay on your dot. We have these dots on the floor. The instructors are masked. Everybody else, as long as they stay 6 feet apart, they don't have to have their masks on. But not everybody loves that, right? And those are the people we live stream. Those are the people that don't come into the gym. So it is tough. It has been really tough. And the fitness industry just got kind of decimated, right? And the people running those businesses just had to really think outside of the box and change with the landscape. And that's what entrepreneurs do, though. But this has been a super challenging time. This is unlike anything we've ever had to do before.
Yeah, it seems surreal. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I still sometimes shake my head, and while I'm in the house, I just sit there and go, everything's like normal. And then you go back out, you go, no, this is real. This is real.
Yeah. And it's got that Groundhog Day feeling, right? Where you wake up and you're like, okay, let's do it again. And yeah, and I think too, and you're running your business and you're trying to run your family as well, right? And reassure your kids. And it's a tough time for everybody. It really is. Yeah.
So you have children, I take it?
I do. My son's 21 and my daughter's 18. So they're very independent. They're young adults right now, but it's still, they're in the prime of their lives. And how do you tell them it's all going to be okay?
Plus, I would imagine their schooling would have affected them too. That's
yeah.
one thing I can't imagine for our children. Well, the children that are going through school, mine are all graduated. Luckily, they came out of university before all this came through. But schools and the activities and the games that they play, and again on the fitness side, they're losing out.
We have our competitive swimmers, right? We have provincial level athletes that need their training. They need their dryland training, and we're doing all of that on Zoom right now. Like, it's not the same. They're not getting in the pool. They're not doing, like, they've worked so hard to get to where they are right now, and they can't. They're stuck. My daughter's a competitive dancer. She's stuck. We will be okay. I mean, it can't last forever. But at that age, it's really tough to explain to them, and they're going through this dark depression right now, sitting on a screen all day. I can't imagine being 19, 20 and not socializing with friends.
No kidding. I don't even want to think back to what I was doing 19, 20.
Right? That's what you lived for at that age. It was the best time.
Yeah.
And they can't do it. they can't do it right now. So it's a hard struggle too, right? With your home life.
Yeah. I mean, well, even just being in, not physically going to school.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
because the interaction with your friends, I mean, your social skills.
Yeah.
I mean, you're missing out on a lot.
Yeah. You're missing out on a lot. It's causing that anxiety. So when you do go back, there's a lot of anxiety over that social interaction again. What did I miss? And oh my God, like it's so, the levels are so deep, right? Um, yeah.
I
And I
think
think,
that's even in adults too. When I mean, I've been off work, and well, I'm no longer employed, but since March also, we closed everything down,
yeah,
and we all went home, and then I never returned. But the even the feeling of, getting back out there. I mean, it's fine working from home like that, but the thought of, getting in the car and going somewhere and being in public, which is what I did, it causes anxiety.
yeah, it
Yeah.
really does. And I remember the first time after the 4 months shutdown, I was allowed to have 10 people in my facility. And they walked in, and I literally, and I'm like a bubbly, I like chatting with people. I love being around people. I actually felt, number one, I'm in a mask. So this part of your face is covered. Your smile is gone.
Yeah.
You're, I was having anxiety. What do we talk to this person about? Like, it's changing the way we interact with people. And yeah, like you're saying, it
Yeah.
gives you anxiety.
Yeah,
That's what
it's
you
comfortable being, on Zoom now. Like we've all gotten to that point where people were really, shy about being on Zoom. Now it's like the thing to do. And yet,
I know.
and yet to be in person, it's more anxious. There's more anxiety in that than being on Zoom, whereas it used to be people didn't want to be on Zoom. It's really interesting how it kind
It,
of took a flip.
Well,
yeah, my
and
husband just did an awards gala for his work on Zoom. I mean, he had like a blazer on, like, and I think honestly, about 8 months ago, he would have had anxiety about that. Okay, how do I do it? Where do I like? No, he's a pro. He's like, yeah, we had this nice gala. I got an award. We had an inspirational speaker on Zoom, and they 5 o'clock hit. They all cracked some wine open, and it was like, yeah, it's so weird how we've changed, right?
but interesting thing you said a while ago was about when you were greeting your members coming in at the mask, and you made the point to smile, and that's, you don't think about it because used to, when you're out in public, you walk by somebody, smile, hey, how you doing?
Yeah,
Have a nice day,
yeah,
whatever. And now then it's just, how you doing?
yeah.
How you?
And,
Well,
and I, your identity's gone. Your identity is
Yeah.
gone. And in a gym, there are people that come in that are very nervous. Some people are great, they love it. There are people that are so intimidated. I had a story of a woman that used to drive by my facility for 2 years. 2 years. She would drive up to the door, park, try to get out of the car, get back in the car, and drive away. I was literally at my gym one day. I was sweeping and mopping, whatever, cleaning. And this woman pulled up and I could see her sitting out there. I was by myself. I could see her out there. I saw her get out, get in, get out, get in. And she finally got out of the car, walked in. She walked through the door and she went, oh my God, I did it. I did it. I walked in. And what was there to greet this woman that had such anxiety was a smile, was me standing there smiling, saying, welcome. It's okay. You're going to be okay. You made it. You just took the first step. You've been with me ever since. But we've lost this. So someone comes in like that. I'm like, oh, I can't even smile at you.
Yep.
But that's what we're losing. That
we only
that's
have we have one benefit though. You can tell when someone is smiling their eyes.
yeah. Yeah.
And if it wasn't for that, it would be horrifying. If we couldn't smile with our eyes, it would be a very scary world. But at
Yeah.
least you can see, smiling eyes.
Yeah, it's funny. I was at the grocery store the other day, and my daughter and I were there, and there's this little guy in the cart next to me with his mom, and I just love kids. And he's just sitting there, and I was standing there in the lineup, and I looked over and I smiled with my mask, and that baby looked over and smiled back, and because they can see,
Yeah.
you can see. And my
Yeah.
first thought is, oh my God, he could see I'm smiling just by my eyes. So you're right. You're right. Yeah.
Still not the same, but at least we still have that.
We still have that. And I feel like we go through the world right now. Like, I don't know if you guys look at people. It's like we go through the world not looking at anybody anymore. I don't know. Like you're just a blob walking through space with this mask on. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm
Uh,
getting at? Like
yeah,
we're
no, I know exactly what you mean. You know,
yeah,
it's kind of like, normally you would try to have some kind of interaction, a nod of the head, or,
it's gone.
and now it's just kind of like, I'm on my way to get some bread.
It's a bread. We like I don't even know if I look at people's faces anymore. It's weird. It's just
Well,
covered.
here's the other thing too. We're sort of like this because I went shopping actually just before this. I needed to get, some lettuce and stuff. I was in a store and I was surprised at how little respect they had for social distancing. They were right up behind me, beside me, and I'm trying to move away for their behalf as well, like on their behalf as well. It's not that, ooh, you're bad, but it was so crowded. And I know that there were a couple of people who, well, Milton Talk we have that had discussed this, that there's, over. I don't mind if there's a lot of people in the store, but just mind the other people and keep the distance. But there was none of that. And I was really surprised. I mean, I was really surprised that it was blatantly pretty well. I don't know if there was one person who moved away from me while I was moving away.
I think people are just fed up. They're just
That's
fed
what I
up.
was just gonna say.
They're just fed up. They said, "Yeah, heck with this.
Hi.
I've been wearing this mask for almost a year. I'm done. I'm tired of it."
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, and I do think that that's exactly it. They're letting their guard down. They're like, oh,
yeah,
I just wanna
yeah, you know,
tired of it.
yeah. If I get it, I get it. Whatever. I mean, I think that's just the way people are now. They're
It
just
is the way
done.
people are. And unfortunately, well, my son's friend's dad did get it. He worked in Toronto, so he was in Toronto every day. He did get it. And he ended up on a ventilator for a month in a coma. So no pre-existing health issue at all.
Yeah.
So you got it like you don't hear a lot of those stories, but when they do hit home and you're like, oh, okay, so I do know somebody who got really sick. A lot of people don't know. They don't have anybody in their lives that have been sick like that. So
I mean, it's a real
it
issue,
is.
but it's not what it's blown up to be by the media, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. Oof. I've had to just check out a little bit on the media. I can't. It's too much. It's fear mongering.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, and they
too
just keep building it up too. It's true though, because up until last week, I did not have any direct contact, but I do help this senior. And last Thursday, his wife passed away. She was in a different home than him at this point, but she did contract it and she passed away. And I guess that's the closest I've come to actually having somebody pass away. And she was in Milton, by the way, too. So
okay.
yeah.
But I do feel like you're now based on like even 8 months ago, no one knew anybody that had it, or now we're starting to. I do know friends that have had it now, but they're young, they're good, they're fine.
Mm-hmm.
But we are starting to know more people now, right? And now this new variant is coming out, and if I have to hear that word one more time, the variant, like, oh no, now we have to worry about that.
Right? That's what I was thinking. Yeah, the Brazilian and the South African variant of this. And I'm going, yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, Lori, how can our listeners reach out to you?
How can they reach out to me? So my website's onyxfit.ca, and my number's on there, my website's on there, my email. They can reach out to me through there. I'm on all social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, at Team Onyx Fit for Instagram, and Onyx Fitness on Facebook. And just me personally, Lorianne McLeod on Facebook.
How do they can they reach out to you to get on your retreat there as well?
Yeah, so Getaways.ca. I think it's CA. I always forget. I always forget. But yeah, that's something else. So hopefully, let me look it up. I got to remember if it's shegetaways.com. Um, anyway, I'm hoping that comes back so we can start to get back to all of our retreats.com, shegetaways.com. But
Okay.
yeah, we have tons of pictures up there. She Getaways on Instagram. You can see all those inspirational pictures with all those 400 women. Yeah, yeah, lots of ways to get a hold of me.
Great.
Yeah, yep. And my partner Kim Smith is awesome too, and she's the one who started She Getaways, and I came on board like a year later. So we built this up to be just crazy good. So she's my partner. She's amazing.
Great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Did you
Well,
have
thank you
anything
so
else?
much.
Did you
You're
have
welcome.
anything else, Lorianne?
No, I think that's it. That was great. That was great to talk to somebody and chat about some things that are going on in the world right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was
I will
great.
have to say one thing though, because when anything else, Lorianne, I was ready to answer. I have not had another Lorianne near me anywhere. So, I mean, I know there's a lot of Lories, but Loriannes are not as common. So,
Listen, I got that name. My mom had, it was, I think it was a soap opera she used to watch, and there was a Lorianne on her soap opera, and that's how I got my name. So you hear a lot of Lorianne. So, well, I'd love to see another Lorianne. That's great.
well, thanks again. Really appreciate your time.
Yes, thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you for being our guest. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. It was fun. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Take care.